Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome back to the channel. We got some interesting updates in regards to Super Mario 3D All-Stars. So the game is coming out this week, September 18th. I'm stoked as I yell into the microphone. Pre-orders have been kind of chaotic. People are claiming they're getting their pre-orders canceled left and right. Who knows what's going on? As far as I know, as of this video, this is 9/15/2020 at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. My game is fully safe. So there's some interesting updates though. The game has been data mined. Yeah, what happens usually when a first party Nintendo game comes out? Hackers get into it, data mine it, find out little secrets, files and stuff, and all sorts of interesting concepts. And there's a lot of stuff that has just come out that I wanted to talk about because it has definitely started a polarizing debate in regards to emulation and how this game was ported. Yes, let's get it right out of the window. The game was data mined, completely leaked online, and all sorts of info has been found out about this game. And people have always wondered in regards to how they ported this game over. Were the games built completely from the ground up, or were these directly emulated somehow to the Nintendo Switch? And the answer is, it was emulated. And this caused a lot of people online to actually react to it. And there was somebody that actually posted this earlier. There was quite a few. The main one is Oatmeal Dome, and we're going to take a look at his Twitter. So you can see right here, he says, Super Mario 3D All-Stars has leaked onto the internet. It appears all the games are emulated. Galaxy and Sunshine run under a Wii and GameCube emulator named Hagi, which he's never heard about it before. He has a question mark whether it's even that. Possibly made by Nerd Nintendo of Europe Division. Mario 64 is running under an N64 Emulator. Do not know which. Galaxy in particular is really interesting. It appears they recompiled the original code to run natively on the Switch CPU, but everything else GPU audio is running on the emulator. Interesting trick. So, it appears Nintendo somehow has found a way to in-house emulate GameCube, N64, and Wii games. Now, this might be a little bit of a letdown for some people. I've seen some people online actually kind of annoyed that Nintendo did this, that they feel that it was an easy way, a cheap, easy, lazy way to port over the All-Stars collection. And some people are saying that Mario should have gotten and deserved a lot better from Nintendo for the 35th anniversary, that this was just an easy way for Nintendo to cop out and put these games on the Switch, which is a fair argument. For me, I really don't care. I'm not into this technologically mambo jumbo, whatever you want to call it. To me, I'm just happy that I'm going to get a chance to play the games. So they are confirmed to be an emulator. It's not confirmed what it is. And it's causing a huge divide. But going on, Oatmeal Dome says a little bit more about this N64 emulator. So this is about all the All-Stars N64 emulator. It's the Shindu Pack ROM that is being used. The texture code and text translation patches are applied on the fly. Interestingly, first-person camera has inverted controls versus the original. So there's a couple of changes on here. It's inverted camera controls if you go into first-person camera view. And the texture code and translation patches are applied on the fly. So somehow Nintendo's doing some kind of hybrid of emulation where there's code patches. And you could see, interestingly, the code patches are done through Lua. The emulator takes over execution upon after reaching a certain PC address and transfers control to a Lua script. Whoever made the emulator configuration file made a typo. They spelt the word canon as canoe. So they have some kind of like on the fly type of thing where patches happen, I guess texture swaps. So this isn't a direct emulation, and I'm not the best when it comes to explaining how emulators work in tech, but from what I'm gathering, there's some small texture updates, graphical changes, maybe even translation changes to certain text and textures in the game to kind of bring them up to date. So it's not directly original emulation from like the original ROMs. There's going to be some changes, but it's being done on the fly. So there's going to be in-game audio and graphics and stuff from the original emulation, but then certain stuff's going to be happening on the fly. It sounds pretty high-techy. I think it's actually really cool if you think about it. If you sit down and really take a look about it, it's kind of dynamic in a way, and I think it opens the door to a lot of different things that Nintendo can do with the Nintendo Switch in regards to bringing N64 games, GameCube games, Wii games over to the Nintendo Switch, because that's what a lot of people have been asking for, because we have the NES and Super Nintendo online games, but we don't have access to any of those. So I don't know if this is a way of Nintendo testing out a possible virtual console or possible Switch Online service with these games. But anyways, found some other stuff online in regards to this. There's been a lot of info. So this is from Forest of Illusion. Super Mario 3D All-Stars just leaked. Here's the things, and he shows all this mumbo jumbo from the ROMs, I guess. I don't know how to read this. Somebody in chat wants to explain it a little bit better to me. Please do so. Then you can see they even named some of the files. Lazy texture replace. So is this something in the actual game files? Because if they did, that's almost hilarious that they acknowledged it. Maybe buried in there, so you can see people speculating. This is huge news. Does this mean buried in there somewhere there's possible code for running perfect N64 emulation? If so, this could push the way forward for other N64 emulator future progress. And I completely agree with that. While it is a bit of a letdown that Nintendo decided to go quote-unquote the easy route with porting this game over, you know, there's a lot of interesting stuff to be data mined in here and stuff that might lead to speculation. Like, take a look at these things right here. Strings in the 3D All-Stars N64 Emulator. Nintendo Switch Online. So you can see there's Kirby 64 renderer, Mario Golf renderer, Mario Story, which is Paper Mario, Mario Tennis, Perfect Dark, Pokemon Snap. So this isn't the full list of games, of course. This is simply leftover data that should have been removed, meaning the N64 emulator used in Mario 3D All-Stars is the same as the one used in N64 Online. Someone told me it may be data from the N64 VC Wii U emulator, so again, not 100% sure. So, could this possibly be remnants or some kind of stuff that should have been removed? Maybe Nintendo used... this is the whole speculation that there's going to be N64 emulation on the Switch, and Nintendo used some of that code to put Mario 64 on 3D All-Stars, and they forgot to delete some of the code. So it's in there and people found it. Maybe they didn't think people would go and try to hack it. Who knows? I think this might be a sign that we are getting N64 games eventually, if not soon, on the Nintendo Switch. So I'm thinking this is interesting developments. I love the hacking community when it comes to data mining games and stuff. Again, sure, the emulation of the Mario 3D All-Stars collection, I'm sorry as I'm tongue-tying, is a little bit of a letdown for some people. Me personally, I don't care, but we're able to find interesting info about this, and it leads to a lot of possibilities for N64, GameCube, and Wii games on the Switch. So I'm excited about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't. We'll be keeping up to date on this. Again, as always, I'm excited for Mario 3D All-Stars. What about you guys?